So somebody's going to come to you in a week and say, okay, time to open the building. And you're going to go, what? And so having a plan, right? So knowing that I need to have all the filters in stock, right? To replace every single filter, right? That right there is difficult, right? But if you haven't thought about it and they tell you to open up a building in a week, you're not going to be able to get those filters. So get your filters in stock, right? Make sure you've got a plan in place for, if you've got a water softener feed in the kitchen, it needs to be regenerated, right? You can't let that thing sit, right? All of these little pieces of the puzzle have to be thought out. And that's what, that's part of what we're trying to do right now. We're spending a lot of time is having meetings saying, okay, listen, where are all the filters in this system, right? Where are all the water softeners? Where are all the sinks? All your sinks have eyes on them. Do you know how to disable those eyes so that you can flush, right? You don't want to wake up that morning to flush and realize you have no idea how to disable that eye so that it will flush, all the time. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but having that plan in place and then a way to document how you are flushing and that you're getting a residual is critical to how you are going to open up that building safely. Because if you don't, then you're just going to have more issues down the line, right? And that goes beyond potable water as well. So if you've got a water reclaim system, right? And that water reclaim system it's just been sitting there, right? You may need to disinfect that water reclaim system, right? You need to check those ultraviolet lights on there, right? You need to make sure that those things have been serviced. You need to make sure that you've, changed out your ultraviolet light bulbs, your UV bulbs the last year. You've changed your sleeves, right?
Hmm.
Those quart sleeves, because those are things that people generally don't do. And then decide, have I done enough? This is the time to clean things, right? So if you're not cleaning things right now, it's time to do it. Making sure that on your hot water system, right? So your hot water system hasn't run. So what are you supposed to do? Well, you have to flush it. You have to flush everywhere, and you have to flush until you get the temperature you're supposed to get. So if you deliver at 120 degrees Fahrenheit, you need to check 120, so that you make sure you get that water there. And that's a challenge. And if you haven't thought through how much time that's going to take, so you pick a 50-story building, you know, that's going to take you 3 to 5 days of work, a
Sure.
couple of guys. And if you haven't planned that out yet, this is the time to start planning it out and understanding what you're going to do. Because otherwise, you're going to get to a place where you're going to do this poorly, and the consequences are you're going to have water that's potentially hazardous, and that's what we're trying to prevent. That's what the CDC recommends, right? So if you go to the CDC website, they have a link there. They kind of give you a general outline of what to do, right? And then part of what I've sent you is just a checklist, right? Because taking that and having a checklist as you go through this is the best way to do it.